Greetings and salutations, my fellow Entropians. Alright, well, here's the hunting video I promised you guys after doing the opening of those 50 strong boxes of summer. That we didn't get anything spectacular in, just a bunch of the random standard stuff. So I got a few things to talk about. Let's get comfortable. This is gonna be interesting. First off, I went ahead and I bought some new stuff. Probably shouldn't have done it, but I dropped like $50 to get some new chips. I got a corrosive attack nano chip 1, which I'm already maxed out on. I just want it because it's not a limited version, it's an unlimited version, and it's tier 1. I might tier it up even more, but I just bought it just because, I mean, why not? It's something nice to have. And as you can see, I bought it for like $25. Yeah, I know. And then I also managed to get a hold of a cryogenic attack nanochip number 4. Oh yeah, that's right. Which we are still within the period, and it's kind of buffy. And I got some good. I'm gonna get some good use out of this, mostly from the skilling and stuff like that. I like it. I like it already. Now here's some of the things I was wanting to talk to you about, and this is the cryo attack nano chip, guys. I just learned that one of the best weapons for PvP in this game, I mean, aside from like being a top tier Uber and stuff like that, you know, it's a cryogenic. No joke. Cryogenic will get past most of the armor of even Ubers. To be completely honest. Now, granted, you're gonna have to at least get a little bit of skill in it, and get a decent chip and stuff like that, and maybe throw on one of the kinetic amplifiers for Mind Force to see if you can't pull out some extra damage and stuff like that. But if you want to go into PvP as a lower rung tiered individual, you might be able to do a little bit of damage if you can actually land a shot on one of these guys. Now, I know one of the big things about PvP in this game is basically, well, I can't do anything because I'm too low level, blah, 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 and all that. Well, that's kind of true. Hit points has a lot to do with it. Hit points, and then you got the skills on top of that to be able to mess around with the higher grade weaponry, for PvP. But that being said, and just hear me out on this, level up some cryogenic, and maybe you and a bunch of your friends could actually maybe do a little bit of damage in some PvP just from that alone. Because all the Ubers and stuff like that, all the PvPers, it's kind of hard to get the skill on the jamming, and it's kind of hard to do all that and get like actual defenses in your armors for cryogenic. So you're gonna do a little bit of damage. Now then again, it's gonna take a lot. They're probably gonna kill you before you actually kill them, but you're actually gonna do some damage. If you have like a whole team of people doing the same thing, you might just be able to do a little something, but don't quote me on that. I mean, sitting there trying to shoot them with a laser rifle that's like level 10 ain't gonna do nothing. It's not doing anything to these guys, but a decent cryo attack might. I actually know this because even with my cryo attack nanochip number 3, I was at least pulling off at least. I know this is gonna sound sad, but around 30 damage on some of the Ubers down at one of the land grabs that I was a part of a couple days ago, and that being said, it had a weapon damage enhancer and up to tier 2 if it was a little bit more. I also had like a little bit, so it wasn't that much. It barely put a dent in these guys because they can heal up. But I mean, you know the whole aspect of if you can get a lot of people doing the same things, like treat these guys as like a big raid boss and stuff like that, you're gonna take them down if you got the numbers and stuff like that and proper targeting. This, that, and the other thing, and that's PvP. One of the things that people really need to understand is whenever you get to the area of when you can actually PvP, which is going to be like you're going to be in it for several thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars before you can actually, actually compete with these guys. Probably even more than that. But that being said, whenever you're out hunting and I know I'm like overkilling these guys, like for real. This is not eco at all, but I mean it's fun, and I'm just trying to get some of these skills down and stuff like that. And to be completely fair, we're looking at all the loot that's coming out. And did my ADHD just get the best of me right there? Look, here's the thing. You got to level up your skills, guys. That's very important, and that's where all your losses really come from if you think about it. There's like that whole rumor that there's like 80 something percent loot returns and this, that, and the other thing, and the rest is going into your skills, and that's kind of what people's losses are actually going into, is your actual skill gain. So if you're not doing the best that you can with your skill gain, you're kind of losing out. Now, that being said, you can actually just run around in something, like a small weapon and just grind that out forever in a day and get skills that way. Yeah, you can, but, it just depends. It just depends. Now, the reason I'm out here doing the punies and stuff like that is because, well, as you can see right there, we don't work. I don't work on missions very much. I just don't and I really should. Just to say I have. And that being said, I'm getting skills right now just by doing this. It's not. It's maybe on par with like going after some of the bigger mobs and stuff like that. Because it goes by how many times you actually use the weapon, and maybe sometimes whenever you're taking them down and stuff like that. So you gotta grind it out, guys. You just grind it out, get your skills. It's important. And the more eco you are, the more you think about trying to save in any way that possible that you possibly can. Try to save your ped card from going extinct, like these categories. Caudaturgus. Yeah, these guys are not going extinct anytime soon. We can just keep blasting through them and they'll still be here. My ADHD got the best of me again. But you get those skills. I mean, that's what it's all about. Now, here we go. I got... last night, some guy was around in this area, because I like to hang out around here. He was all talking about how traders are always, like, taking advantage of the lower level players and stuff like that. And, like... some traders, they offer you... they offer what they want, and you can either haggle with them or try to, or you can always find someone else. If someone is kind of taking advantage of the lower level players, I mean, in this game, whenever you have the final say in what gets traded and what doesn't, it's on you. You don't have to be taken advantage of, especially in a trade. Now, granted, if you're a new player, you might not know things. You might not know pricing or anything like that. I encourage you to learn that stuff, to kind of get an idea of it and stuff like that. But then again, just because a market price basically says something along the lines of almost 104, don't expect to sell it to a trader for 104. It's probably going to be along the lines of like 100.5. Like they're trying to provide some sort of service. They're gonna give you a little extra money, regardless. But if you're that hard up to actually, do stuff like that, you know, you're just it's what you're gonna do. In all honesty, now the best course of action that you could possibly do is just go ahead and like maybe deposit, and then try your best to stack that stuff up and try to sell it yourself, or anything like that, or just dive deep into the trading game and figure out how you can actually make a profit. Even if it's a small profit, it's going to be a profit nonetheless, and just build up that way. I mean, we all know about Serial Overdrive and his. I haven't deposited any money into this game, and look at him. He gets like Calypso Landides out the wazoo, and if he can do it, so can you. It's just you gotta kind of get a feel for the actual economy and what to buy, what not to buy, or I can't tell you all that stuff. Mostly because sometimes I look into stuff like that, and sometimes I really don't. I personally I invest in the Arcadia Underground deeds because I know that's going to at least get me something. I invest in the Calypso Land deeds because I know it's going to get me something long term. But when it comes down to actual market stuff, I mean, I understand the market. I understand how it works. I can't tell you, like, when it comes down to materials, which is mostly what drops in loot, is materials, and that fluctuates a lot. Materials fluctuates a lot. But it's more gonna be, if you're gonna be a trader, you're probably gonna want to look into not just maybe materials, but like find a certain niche of what you want to trade, be it like weapons, anything like that, weapons, armor, and just try to make a little bit of money that way. I guess every little bit helps. Sweat market, oh my god. Sweat market right now, all time low. Never seen it this low since I've been playing. It's low. One ped per k is what I've been seeing, and see that's the thing. Like some people, and don't get it wrong if you're a non-depositor, but like you got to understand that people that deposit into this game is where all the peds they're flying around comes from. That's where all the peds come from. And whenever you sit there and sweat all the time and you just get all that, like you try to sell it and get a little bit of that, like that came from somebody's wallet. That ped, it came from someone else. It's not like the game just like put it out into the air. It always comes from somebody. That being said, I mean, there's nothing wrong with sweating to get a little bit of side money and stuff like that. But I always like to try to encourage people to make a deposit and make it last as long as possible. And sometimes with hunting, it's not going to work out just like you want it to. We're going to switch over to this. Look at that. If I was to hunt with this, as you can see, I got like 1,900 shots. Okay, but if I switch over to that, I'm going to be like hitting things for days. This is going to last a lot longer than this. And that being said, you can play on a small amount of money no matter what level you are. Like, you don't have to go up in the leveling game of what equipment that you need to have to level up, because you're still going to get skills regardless. Now, granted, it's not going to be as many skills if it's not at your level, but you're still going to get skills regardless. So ease into it as well as you can, and play at your level of where you can actually, have money into the game and put it in, and like try to stretch that stuff out. If you can only put in $20 a month, if you can only put $5 a month or anything like that, you got to find a way to make that stuff stretch as long as possible. And it's not easy. It's not always easy, and but whenever I was saying the stuff about the non-depositors and stuff like that, if you want to keep going that route, that's completely fine. This is a free-to-play game. That's what makes this game so amazing. Like, free-to-play, and it's just amazing, But don't forget that there are people putting money into the game, and, that's pretty much where it all comes from, Like, it's just how it works. So be respectful of that fact, and then I guess a lot of the depositors need to be respectful of the fact that the free-to-play players are just as important in this game too, but because a good free-to-play player can actually live off the land, so to speak, become a trader, take the margins and just move money around, hold things and be a trader and all that stuff. And when I heard that this person was like, "Oh, traders, they just," it was like they were saying all traders are just take advantage of the lower level players. I'm like, really though? Like, I mean, I don't even know how to respond to that. Everyone's trying to get theirs. I mean, that's the truth. And, it depends on how much. I don't even know. I really don't even know. It's just how it is, Wow. We still got a lot of punies to kill. Like 200 more of these bad boys. Of course, I'm not going to do it all right now. But I hope you have enjoyed this video so far. I hope I haven't been bouncing all over the place like a crazy dude, because, I've been known to do that from time to time. Wow. Amazing. Well, if you have any questions, I'll try to answer them. Just make a comment down below. If you have any, actual suggestions to other people, start a conversation down below. If you see somebody saying something down below, respond to them, just talk. If someone else knows anything, just have that. Make sure you like the video, please. That would be nice. And if you haven't subscribed, do so. That would be awesome. And even maybe share it out. I don't know. You be awesome in any way you choose to be. And I wish you guys nothing but the best of luck. Don't diss on the traders, because they're important. Even though they might not give you the best deals, they don't pay you exactly how much you lost and break you even every time. That's not their job. Their job is to provide you with liquidity, to take that TT value off your hands and give you a little bit extra. It's just the reality of the situation that sometimes when you go out for these hunts, you're going to lose a little bit, but you're getting skills in return. Remember that. Keep that in mind. And, Jeez Louise.
Hello.
No, it's bye-bye. What? Until next time, guys. Good luck. Have fun. And, make big hoffs. All-time high. If you get an all-time high, let me know. Till next time. Peace.